I wonder what it would take for Virginia's Republicans to raise the cigarette tax. It's obvious that an increased risk for lung cancer in smokers and for heart disease among those who breathe secondhand smoke is not reason enough, nor are the increased healthcare costs associated with such ailments. Maybe if cigarettes were linked to homosexuality or atheism, then legislators from the Grand Old Party would put their foot down. But as it is, they are resisting the governor's attempt to target cigarettes for a new source of revenue. Tobacco in Virginia dates back to the days of the Jamestown colony, and it was in 2004 that Altria Group, which owns Philip Morris, moved its headquarters from New York to Richmond, where over 6,000 are employed in the cigarette plant making Marlboros and Virginia Slims for domestic distribution. By 2010, Richmond will be Philip Morris's only domestic producer of cigarettes. Consequently, Virginia has the fourth lowest cigarette tax in the country at 30 cents, well below the national average of $1.19. Speaking of dollars and cents, it may be worth noting that the Republican gubernatorial candidate, Attorney General Bob McDonnell, has already received $15,000 from Altria. Two state legislators competing for the Democratic nomination have each received $5,000. Furthermore, last year Altria gave $93,000 to Republicans, including the chairman of the Committees on Finance and Health in the House of Delegates, and $65,000 to Democrats in Virginia, an 18% difference. Republicans say that it's unfair to single out one industry for tax increases and that jobs could be in jeopardy if cigarettes became more expensive. So let me get this straight. The governor can cut thousands of jobs in transportation, social services, the prison system, and force counties to eliminate positions or freeze salaries, but heaven forbid that the demand for cigarettes be in any way inhibited. Raising the tax by 30 cents would generate $150 million per year, which does not come close to the projected $3 billion deficit. However, it will dissuade people from smoking and reduce the state's healthcare expenditures. And higher taxes on cigarettes are not unfair targeting, they're just another form of regulation. Car makers must include airbags and seatbelts, gun shops must do some sort of background check. At this point, denying that secondhand smoke is not harmful is like denying that carbon emissions do not do any damage. We can limit where people smoke, but can only attempt to regulate how much they smoke by making smoking more costly than quitting. It may not be fair that smokers will have to pay a little bit more, but they are disadvantaged by choice. The state has a duty to ensure the health and welfare of its citizens, and smokers are putting themselves and others at risk through their behavior. By proposing a tax raise, Governor Tim Kaine is allowing the legislature to show their hand in an economic hard place. What is more important, cheap cigarettes or healthcare and education for our children? The Republicans may try to deny that dichotomy, but it is real. Even for a party who is appalled at the idea of any tax increase whatsoever, forcing smokers to cut down on their consumption is a lot more palatable than budget cuts to worthwhile programs statewide. For the 28th Amendment, I'm Michael Carlick.